One, in your notes, can you please cross off that 4? Cross off the 4 and replace it with a 2. Cross off the 4, replace with a 2. Let's begin. So in your notes for exercise 8J, Venn diagrams, that's the last bit that I'll be testing on your quiz. Okay, so cross off that 4 and then replace it with 2. Okay? So what I'm gonna try to teach you is to use pieces of information that you can put visually into what we call a Venn diagram, which is nice to have a visual aspect of it, but then the calculation's best done when you do it in a two-way table. This is how it works. I'm going to do the first example and then you see how it works for the second example, okay? So first one. Let's say there are 26 students in a classroom, which usually in a full classroom there is 26 students. Let's say that you know 15 students like maths only. So one of these circles can represent the group of students who like maths. I'm going to use the letter M for maths. Okay, so anyone in this circle means they like maths. Then in the second circle is English. So I'm going to use the letter E. Anyone who falls into that boundary in that circle means that they like English. Okay? So, I've got maths, I've got English. Now notice when they say maths only, means that there's 15 students who do not want to be associated with English, but still want to be part of maths. Where should the 15 go? That's right. So you can see here, it's in the 15 over here, still in the circle, but notice it's outside of E. So this is E, and it's outside of E. So 15 like maths, but it's definitely maths only, right? Then the next line, they said 9 students who like maths and English. Now, because they like maths and they like English, then there's 9 students who should be sitting in between both M and E. So where would that go? In the middle, very good. So it must be 9 in the center. So what's beautiful is that just with those 2 pieces of information, you can already visualize how many people like maths. How many people like maths? Not 15? 24. 24. See, that's the difference between the language. So when we say like maths only, yes, Harshan was correct that it's 15 that likes maths only. But if I asked how many people like maths, well, all these people here like maths. That's why they're in that circle of maths. So these are 15 plus 9 is 24 people who like maths. Okay, now I'm going to color it differently. This section is the people who like maths only. So I'm going to color in blue. All right, now I'm going to contrast it to a two-way table so you can see why a two-way table is beneficial for calculations, but a Venn diagram is beneficial to visualize what's happening. Yeah, so here, how do you use a two-way table? You got 2 letters, M. So I'm going to write M as the row, and then I'm going to write E as the column. Now, in exercise 8G, you learned the word complement, right? What does complement mean again? So when I do complement, so a little dash means complement. What does complement mean again? Kyle? Opposite or not maths. So here, if M means people that like maths, then M complement must mean people who don't like maths. Very good. Okay, and then E is people who like English. So if I do E dash, it means the people who don't like English. Very good. Now, the nice thing about the two-way table is that you can actually do some calculations through it. Now, the corner on the right, bottom right corner here, that tells the total number of people there are. What's the total number of people in this case? There are 26 people in this class. Now, I can actually fill out some numbers already. 15 students who like maths only versus 9 students who like maths and English. Now, these little boxes here tell you where they're in common. So this is students who like maths. This is student who likes English. So where they intersect, in that top right corner or top left corner means they like maths and they like English. So in that box there, that should be how many people? 9, because there are 9 people who like maths and like English, just as shown in the diagram. And I'm going to color that region yellow. Okay, I'm going to color that region yellow. So this is called the yellow box. That's yellow here. So that corner represents this section. Then where does 15 go? In this two-way table, where does 15 go? If you like maths, but you don't like English, where should the 15 go? Yes, Kyle? Bottom left. Can you see? This is where they like maths. This is where they don't like English. So it must mean they only like maths. That means 15 has to go here. Can you see that? So this region in blue, when you say 15 only, maths only, it means they only like maths, they don't like English. That has to be where 15 is. Cool? And so when you add it vertically down, can you see if you add it all the way down, this actually tells you the total number of people who like maths, because that's under the column of maths. 9 plus 15 gives you 24. But see what's nice about it? If there are 24 students who like maths, how many students don't like maths? 2, logically. So I can already answer the question if they said, how many students who don't like maths? If you look at the diagram, it's harder to tell. But in the table, it was very quick to tell. So there, if I know this is 2, adds up to 26, that has to be 2. Right? Then now we use the next piece of information. They say that 2 students, whoops, that's a bad color. Let's do another one. Let's do this pink. 2 students who don't like maths nor English. So where does that go? Where's the 2 students go? Outside. Very good, because this is like English, like maths. So if you don't like maths, if you don't like English, it can't be within the circle. It has to be outside the circle. So that means there are 2 students that I've drawn outside the circle. Okay? And now, that means in the two-way table, where does the 2 go? Where does the 2 go? So it has to be outside the table. Where's the 2 go? If I don't like maths and I don't like English, where should the 2 go in the box? On the outside. Very good. Should be out here. There should be 2 students who don't like maths and they don't like English. So that's where the intersection is, or where they both overlap. So now that tells us something very special. This must be the red region, which is everything to do on the outside. But if this is 2, how many people do English only then? Because remember, total number of people that don't do or don't like maths should be 2. So they all have to add up to 2. What number should be here? 0. Because 0 plus 2 gives you 2. True? Because you need this to be a 0 to add to 2 to get to 2. This is 9 plus 15. 15 gives you that 24. Right? And then 24 plus 2 gets you that 26. What's nice is now if I asked you how many people don't like English, do English only and don't like maths, there are 0 students in this particular class. If you go across, if you answer the table crosswise, 9 plus 0 tells you how many students like English. Doesn't say English only. There's 9 students who like English. Then how many students don't like English? How many students that don't like English? If there's 9 of them that like English.
8.
I'm hearing 8, 17. Which one is it?
17.
17. Is it 17 plus 9? Yes, that does give you 26. So yes, it's 17. 9 plus 17 should give you a total of 26. So calculation-wise, two-way table is better. But can you see the 4 regions? The 4 special regions. I'll color this green. English only is there. So when you're doing the Venn diagram, the diagram makes it harder to tell those information. But you can actually look at it and say English only is 9. English people is 9. Maths is 24. People who don't like maths or English is 2. So in a diagram, it's nice and easy. But here is the calculations. So doing a two-way table helps you to calculate. Here helps you to visualize. Let's try the last example, okay? So here we go. Let's read this one. Example 2. I want you to fill in the squares, and I want you to fill in the Venn diagram. I'm going to give you, let's give it 3 minutes. I'm going to pause the video, give you 3 minutes. Stop pausing. No, I pause it. Oh, it's not pausing. Pause.